Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing some early morning macro photography using my old macro setup. I'm going to be using my usual camera, which is the OM System OM1, but the rest of my gear is my old setup. So that is the Godox V350O, the Olympus 60mm, and then the Cygnustech diffuser that fits that flash and lens. I'll also be using the Raynox DCR-250 just to get a bit more magnification, because the Olympus 60mm only goes to 1x magnification. And the reason I'm using my old macro setup is because my Godox V860 Mark III broke recently, so I'll send that off to be repaired, and while I wait for that to come back, I thought I'd just use my old macro setup and see what it's like shooting with it again. So I'm currently out here at 5 AM because it's a lot easier to do macro photography in the early morning. I can make a whole video about that at some point, but for now, let's try and find the first subject. I've just found a crane fly on the underside of this leaf here, and I'm just going to photograph it as it is and not touch the leaf at all, because I feel like it might drop on the floor or potentially fly away. This looks a bit stupid, but I think it should work. I'm holding my camera upside down so the light from my diffuser hits the subject nicely. So the main problem with the 60mm as opposed to the 90mm that I usually use is the working distance. So I'm going to have to get a lot closer to my subject to get it in focus, which means my diffuser might touch the leaf and disturb the subject. I'm not too sure about that shot. I think I'm going to actually use my helping hands and set up a shot using those. So I've clamped the stinging nettle that the crane flies on to one of the helping hands, and then I'm just going to put my background card on the floor there to use in the background. The background card was a bit too far away and I wasn't getting any colour in the background, so I've just put it on one of the helping hands and brought it a bit closer. I'm going to shoot this one at 1x magnification, and f5.6 seems to work quite nicely on this lens. I'm going to get my composition nice and low down and focus just before anything's in focus, and then press my shutter button to start my focus bracket. That shot's looking pretty good. I might get one with my Raynox as well, just to get a bit more magnification and get closer in on those eyes. I think that shot should have turned out quite nice. Using the Raynox with this lens, I think it gives you about 2x magnification, so it's quite similar to the 90mm that I usually shoot on. But the only difference is you'll have a much closer working distance with the 60mm and the Raynox, as opposed to the 90mm. Now I'm finished getting that shot, I'm just going to pick up the helping hands and drop the stinger with the crane fly on back where I found it. So it's around here I found it, so just unclip that, shake it a bit. There we go. And we'll move on to the next subject. I thought I'd change it up today and go to a different nature reserve, but I was really struggling to find subjects, so I've come to my usual spot, which is just down the road, and I've kind of wasted a bit of time by doing that. The sun is getting a bit higher in the sky now. I think it's about coming up to 6 AM. So and I've only photographed one thing. So yeah, let's get busy and get photographing some more subjects. I've just found a damselfly, but it's quite nestled in these plants here. So what I'm going to do is cut the plants with my scissors and then put it on my helping hands and take it out the river, where it's a lot easier to photograph. I've successfully got the damselfly. I'm now just going to carefully walk out the river and start photographing it. I've got the damselfly in a really nice position to photograph now, and I've used the other helping hand just to place the blue background behind the damselfly. I'm going to be using the Raynox DCR-250 to get a bit more magnification, and that will take my 1x magnification lens closer to 2x magnification. We're going to focus just before the eyes are in focus and then press our shutter button to start the focus bracket. And that should be a really nice shot. The damselfly wasn't moving around at all, so the stack should have came out really clean. And the damselfly just looks really cool. It's covered in dewdrops because it's really early in the morning. Now I'm finished getting a shot. Like usual, I'm going to put the damselfly back where I found it. I'm not going to put it at the exact spot where I found it, but I'll put it in this bit of grass here. So I'm just going to release the crocodile clip and let it chill down there. There we go. Now we move on to the next subject now. I've just found a dock beetle, and I've tried to photograph these a lot in the daytime, but it's quite hard because they move around a lot. But because it's early morning, it's staying perfectly still right now, so let's get a shot. Right, so I've got the dock beetle on the helping hand there, and I'm not going to use the other helping hand with the background card this time. I'm going to use this green microfiber cloth as a background because I want a green background, and these are quite easy to use because you just throw them on the floor and you don't have to set them up on a helping hand like that. So all I'm going to do is just put this on the grass here, on the ground, just behind the leaf. And I'm going to position the helping hand to have that green cloth in the background. So yeah, let's get shot. So what I like to do to help get focus on my subject with this lens is use this focus distance button on the side. So if I flick it down, that will actually be less magnified. And then if I flick it up, that will be more magnified. And just by flicking it, it helps me find my subject in my viewfinder, and then I can frame up my shot a lot quicker. This feature isn't as good as the focus clutch found on the Olympus System 90mm, but it's still quite a nice feature and makes focusing a lot easier. Another thing this lens doesn't have is image stabilization. It's not a massive deal because my camera has image stabilization, and you don't really need that much stabilization for macro anyway, so it's not a massive problem. Another thing this lens doesn't have is image stabilization. It's not a massive deal, but after using the Olympus System 90mm for almost a year straight now, and going back to this lens, I do notice it. But like I said, it's not a massive deal. You don't really need that much stabilization for macro photography. For this shot, I'm going to get a really low angle composition at a slight side angle, and I'm going to use my camera strap here to get steady, and I'm going to rest my camera on my knee as well to get steady. So now we're all set up, I'm going to focus just before anything's in focus and then press my shutter button to start my focus bracket. I'm really happy with that shot, and dock beetles are quite common, but I think they look really cool. The colours and the metallic sort of texture just looks really cool close up. Now I'm finished getting a shot, I'm going to grab the helping hand that the dock beetle's on and release the dock beetle back where I found it. So I found it more or less over here, so I'll just release it back where I found it. I've just found a really small hoverfly on this plant here, and it's moving around a tiny bit, but I think it should be good to photograph. I've cut the bit of grass that the hoverfly is on and placed it in this helping hand to make it a lot easier to photograph. Then I've just placed this green microfiber cloth in the background so I can have a green background. I'm going to go for a side angle so I can show off the whole hoverfly, because right now it's in a position that makes it a lot easier to get that sort of composition. Because this hoverfly is really small, I'm going to be using the Raynox just to get a bit more magnification on this lens. I'm going to focus well before anything's in focus and then press my shutter button to start my focus bracket. I'm really happy with that shot, and I think the green background is quite nice. It doesn't look too unnatural, and I haven't got many pictures of hoverflies, so I'm glad I got a picture of one. Now I'm finished getting a shot, I'm going to grab the helping hand and release the hoverfly back where I found it. So, because I've cut the grass off, I'm just going to have to put it on the floor. So I'll just release it and put it down there. That should be good. The hoverfly will warm up soon, the sun's coming out, and it'll be able to fly away. I've just found a malachite beetle on this bit of grass here, and usually these are quite active, but it's actually staying quite still right now. It was moving around a tiny bit, so hopefully when it comes to taking the photo, it stays perfectly still. So what I've done here is, instead of cutting the grass, I've just bent it over and clamped it onto the helping hand. And right now the sun is really bright and shining on my subject, but with my background position there, it's actually shading my subject, which is really convenient. That should be a really good shot. I'm surprised the malachite beetle stayed still, because at first it was moving around quite a bit, and then all of a sudden it just stopped moving, which gave me the perfect opportunity to get a clean focus bracket. I've just found a ladybird on this stinger here, and it's moving around a little bit, so if I want to get a detailed portrait, I'm gonna have to be quite patient, but I should be able to come away with a single shot nonetheless. I've clamped the stinger nettle onto my helping hand here, and again I'm just going to be using this green microfiber cloth. It's probably my favourite background to use just because it looks quite natural. The blue and yellow backgrounds can look quite unnatural at times. They're generally better for very close-up portraits. But for this shot, I'm not going to be too magnified, and I'm probably going to have to get a side angle because the ladybird has sort of moved around now. But if it moves again, I might be able to get a straight-on portrait. That ended up being quite a good shot in the end. The ladybird wasn't staying still at all, so I waited quite a bit, and then eventually it stayed still and I managed to get a nice portrait. I'm now going to put the ladybird back, and it's crawled onto my helping hand, so I'm just going to drop it off more or less where I found it, which was on these stingers. So I'm just going to kind of get it on my finger, and then I'll take it from my finger onto a stinger. It fell off my finger, but it went down there onto a leaf, so it's nice and safe now. I've just found a stretch spider on this leaf here, and I've been wanting to get a detailed close-up of one for quite a while, but it's really hard because a lot of them are in really awkward spots to photograph, but this one doesn't seem too bad, so let's get a shot of it. So it's going to be quite hard to get a detailed portrait here because the leaf is blowing around in the wind, and it's going to be really hard to get my camera in there. So what I think I'm going to do instead is get a less magnified shot at about f11 and probably just get a single shot. I'll do a focus bracket anyway, and I might stack it later on, but I think I'll just get a single shot at f11. And because f11 is quite dark, I'm going to have to use ISO 400 on my camera and then 1/8 on the flash. So 1/8 is quite bright, which means my flash might overheat, but like I said, I'm only going for a single shot, so I should be all right. I'm pretty happy with that shot. It wasn't the exact composition I was going for. I wanted to get a very symmetrical portrait, but given the circumstances, I don't think I could really get that shot. So I'm happy with the shot anyway. I quite like the composition. I've just found a mayfly on this bit of grass here, and I find mayflies all the time because they're quite common, but I thought I'd photograph this one and just get a different composition to my typical shots. So I've cut the grass that the mayfly's on and clamped it to this helping hand to make it a lot easier to photograph. I'm going to go for a side angle shot here with a green background, and the sun's come out quite a bit now, so I've placed my backpack here just to shade the subject. While I get this shot, I'll talk about the flash a little bit because I haven't really talked about that yet. So this is the Godox V350O, and I usually use the Godox V860 Mark III, which is a lot bigger flash. This one is very small. It works really well with this lens because this lens is really small. So if you're after a lightweight setup, I'd definitely recommend the V350O and the 60mm. And because it's a smaller flash, that means the battery is smaller as well. It does use a lithium-ion battery, so it is quite a good quality battery. I would recommend getting a second one if you're taking shots like me, like 50 to 100 images for a stack, because it can overheat. But if you're using 1/32 and above, you should be good. For this shot, I'm probably going to be using 1/64 because I'm not very magnified and I'm at f5.6. So let's get this shot. I gave that shot about 4 or 5 attempts because the wind was blowing the subject around, and that means when it comes to stacking later on, it can be quite a mess and quite difficult to stack your image. So all I had to do was be patient and wait for a moment where there was zero wind and then get the shot. Now I'm finished getting photos, I'm going to pick up the grass that the mayfly's on and put it back where I found it. So I found it more or less over here, so I'll just place it down there. That should be good. For a bit of context on how long it takes to get all these photos, I've been out since 5 AM and it's now 8:15, and I'm not sure how many photos I've got, but you'll know if you're watching the video. So that's how long it took me to get all those photos. But yeah, I think I'm going to end today's video here. It was really fun using my old setup, and it still holds up. It's still a really good piece of equipment. The lens is a little bit more difficult to use because it doesn't have image stabilization, no focus clutch, and the working distance is a bit closer. But apart from that, the setup is pretty good, and the flash is a little less powerful, but that's not too much of a problem. But yeah, as always, the equipment I used in today's video will be linked down below in the description, and those are affiliate links. So if you buy through them, I'll get a small commission and no extra cost for you, which will help support the channel. And I've also got prints on my website, so I'll link that down below if you want to purchase any prints. But with that said and done, I'm going to end today's video here. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.